Welcome back. Very quick trip down memory lane. This is where we were last week.
1.5?
Yeah.
Is that big?
Yes, it is.
So you've already been rebored.
3 times. Okay, so here's the damage. I'll clean up the surface of these 2 pistons. We can clearly see 1.5 on there. For those that haven't stripped and rebuilt one of these before, there are 3 stages. You've got standard pistons, 0.5, 1 mil and 1.5. And that's as large as you can go. So effectively the whole engine is now a write-off. And as it said in there, is it really the end of the world yet? I'm not too sure. So what we've got is a dial bore gauge, so we can measure the internal diameter of these barrels now they've been honed. We've just used this micrometer to measure the pistons. Piston 1, piston 3. Piston 1 is 57.4, so is piston 3. Pistons 2 and piston 4, piston 2 is 57.39, so is piston 4. So they both match each other, but what we're saying is that the uppers are 57.4. Okay, next stage. We then set the micrometer to 58 millimeters. We take the packers and the dial bore gauge and match the dial bore gauge to the 58 millimeters. Now 58 millimeters isn't going to fit into the barrels, so as it goes in, it compresses this section on the back, that little nipple there, it compresses that, and when it does so, it moves and displaces the rotary value there. So what we were measuring in barrels 1 and 3 was 57.59 and 57.58. So the difference between the piston and the barrel diameter is 0.18. You can only have an allowable amount of play between the piston and the wall of the barrel of 0.1 mil. So 0.18, I'm nearly 0.2 of a mil. But I'm basically I'm nearly double the amount of value you're allowed. So I can't run these, right? Even though I've honed the barrels and the barrels look nice, the barrels are too big for those pistons. So I now need to rebore these. Same, but it's not as bad for the TZR barrels, but they are still too big. The difference between here is 0.13 and 0.12. It needs to be 0.1 or less. That's your 0.1 is your maximum. Go to your piston clearance chart here. Should be 0.06 to 0.065. That's what it is when you've rebored and it's all brand new. Your maximum limit is 0.1. Okay, so now I need to pick up all this gear and take it to local engineering shops and figure out what pistons they can supply and whether or not they can fit us in for rebore and how much it's going to cost. Because if you're new rebore, I genuinely think we may as well just go for all new crankshaft bearings and all that sort of stuff. Okay. In the meantime, as I set off around town to at least 3 different engineering shops asking questions, I'll allow you to watch a little video from last weekend. So Bill Wilson of Wilson's Performance in California, in America. He was over in California. There was a good gathering there on Sunday, the 5th of October, having a look at lots of classic old 2-strokes. So I'll let you enjoy that. I'll have a drive around town and I'll get back to you with what the news of that is. There we go, folks. Right, went and seen 4 different engineering firms, and big variations on prices to get work done. You could spend around about $350 to $500 per crankshaft to do the rebuilds. You could spend between $375 and I think it was $950 on the reboring, and then you got the materials, as in the pistons and the crankshafts, conrod kits, all that sort of stuff, gaskets and oil seals. So, big variable. What's our target? Our target is to get this done for sub $3,000. How are we going to do that? The pistons, the 1.5mm oversized pistons, probably get those from Yambits. Delivered is $484. This is all Australian, by the way. Rebore, there's a place in Osborne Park that will do it for $375. That's all 4 barrels rebored. Obviously, you've got to get the pistons first, give them the barrels and the pistons so they can match them properly and bore them out. Crankshafts, there's 2 potential suppliers there. More about that later, but let's call it about $1,500 landed for a pair of crankshafts. And the gaskets and oil seals, which I've already got, is just under about $500 worth of stuff. So anywhere between $2,860 and allowing $3,000. All good. That's that. All I do now then is I'm going to clean up. I'll probably clean up all the gears and bits and pieces, give those a proper good clean out. Clean up this outer casing, this lower casing, and reassemble the gearbox side of things. And then I'll have to keep everything clean and tidy out the way for the next couple of weeks whilst all this happens, and continue refreshing brakes and bits and pieces. So I think that's about it for now. 24 hours later, I just want to give you a quick roundup of where we're at for this weekend. We've done 20 hours worth of work now, 4 sort of 5-hour sessions. The bottom end of the engine, the gearbox in particular, has been thoroughly stripped and cleaned and reassembled. Didn't bother showing you that because you've seen that sort of stuff before. What's new? Okay, well, this engine rebuild project, I was aiming to get for about $3,000. We're at $3,013. Just to confirm, the pistons, I missed off the small end bearings, right? So that's why that jumped up to about 538. The rebore I'm putting there is 375 at the moment. We'll see what actually eventuates in the end. The crankshafts, I mentioned yesterday, are 2 different supply sources for this. One of them is just off of eBay. You can get a complete crank ready to go. It says in the advert, ready to drop in. Now, what you're missing there is a little bit of technical support advice, which is why I go to a chap, Bill Wilson, and I'll put his contact details up again. And so he's going to supply those. He's sent me some really important clear guidance photographs, which I'll include into this as well. Because what you've got to do with the top case when you're getting those cranks, you need to just dry assemble everything without your gaskets, tighten it down, and then spin over your crank. And what you're probably going to find is that you'll have a clearance issue with the big ends. Okay, now it's no big deal, as you'll see in the photographs. If I was to flip this upside down, all you're going to do is make a couple of marks and then relieve a little bit of material from inside the case. It's the upper case that you're going to be adjusting, typically. Yeah. Anyway, yes, it's the upper case. So a little bit about that. What else? Hello, Bailey. Yeah, we've just been for a park. It's Saturday morning. We're off out for the weekend. Have some fun. So your options on crankshafts, really. I priced up at Yambits, and you could probably get them landed here for about $1,400, including delivery. Bear in mind, anything over $1,000, you're going to incur about $400 worth of import duties. So that would have been $1,800. So yeah, this is cheaper to buy them the way that we're buying them. But also, these come ready assembled. Remember, it was $350 per crankshaft. So you'd add on another $700 on top of this. Now, previously, whenever we've done this exercise, we've ended up in about the $4,500 bracket. So I think at 3,013, that's really good. So obviously there's labour, but as you start and play around with these things, they're not too bad. The more I do this, the more confident I'm getting. There's little tips and tricks that I'm learning. She's getting bored. Anyway, I'm waffling. Anything for me, babe? Are you happy with the way things are going?
Yeah, yay.
So,
and I always love the way it's we've done it before. We've done. It's like, no. It's no part of me spending any of it.
I was going to say, I was just about to say, so we've spent 6.5, and then you add that on, that's going to be 9.5. And that's before,
Before anything.
before we even have a rolling chassis.
Yeah. Never mind. Well, plus obviously you've got all the stuff at the
Blasters, powder coaters, and the rest of
powder
it.
coaters,
I have included in there the $1,100 for blasting and powder coating.
Yeah.
The weld repair is not included in that yet, because I don't know exactly how much it's going to cost.
Yeah. And then obviously painting and anything else that happens.
Yeah. Oh, that's that. I will. Excuse me. Tomorrow, but I won't include it in today's video. Tomorrow I'll be blasting cylinder heads and barrels and painting those and making them all pretty, ready for going to the engineering workshop. Of course, I could do it when they get back, and if they are damaged, then yeah, might touch them up or whatever. But I need something to do in the meantime. There's lots of other bits and pieces to blast and paint, and I think we're going to load up the front forks and take them down to Adam's place today. And I think he may well be stripping them down for us. I wouldn't mind capturing some of that stuff. But anyway, again, that's that, right?
Right, on with the weekend.
Yeah, see you later.